Now it's a beautiful solar day. It rained early this morning. Now the sun is out in full solar glow. It's beautiful Friday out here. The weathermen, not the weathermen, they don't know what's going to happen anymore, it seems like. It's gorgeous day out here to be in the food forest, getting some stuff done. I got to go over there and pull those weeds out of my dwarf peach trees, especially that pot right there I'm pointing at. Those weeds are enjoying that soil I put in there. I gotta pull those out. I gotta feed my bluegill fish in this aquaponics system up here. I gotta feed those guys in that beautiful DIY tank I made. My tomatoes in here are starting to bloom. Peppers, tree collard in there. I got some other things growing in there too that I'm hoping that will be hatching out soon. And of course, I'm potting more of my trees right here. I showed you guys the other day, gotta get these potted in this part of the food forest. And I'm going to be doing something with my DIY bonsai pots over there. Not now. What I'm doing now is I'm using the soil in those bonsai pots for these trees. Nothing gets wasted in my food forest. And those bonsai pots are going to be waiting for some new fruit trees that are going to go on them, but not right now. Those fruit trees are seedlings right now, and they're going to be going into other pots until they grow up, and they'll go into these bonsai pots. This is a journey, ain't a show. I take my time growing my food. I do it the right way, the way I like. So that's what's going on with those bonsai pots. I'm reusing that soil to pot my other fruit trees up. Nothing's wasted. And those bonsai pots will sit empty until my other trees grow big enough to be repotted and grown bonsai in those bonsai pots that I made. So I'm showing y'all you can grow a ton of food in your backyards. This is just one part of my backyard. There it goes again. This never gets old. Watching my bell siphon automatically drain. This grow bed over here, I can find the grow bed. You see how full it is right now? As it starts, the bell siphon starts to drain automatically. Look at that, all by itself, all automatically. The power, a little bit of AI that you can build. I build my own bell siphons. These guys are easy to build. They're not hard. And you can see, it works perfectly. All that good rainwater that's filled with fish, nitrate. All these plants are grown from all the fish waste. From there, the fish, the waste goes into these two filters. It's processed. It's eaten up by the beneficial bacteria. The fish nitrite is turned to nitrate. It comes out of this second filter and goes in here. The plants eat all that good nitrate waste from the fish, and the water goes back here clean, and it goes right back up to the fish tank. And it's a loop. It goes a loop. That's how it goes. And I'm using the same water. I'm saving 95% water. Look at that. It's already empty already. Beautiful tomato plants grown aquaponically. That's going to stop in a few minutes. As this bell siphon gets down to the bottom and it shuts itself off. There he goes. Hear it shaking? See it shaking? Yeah, hear that gurgle? It's turning itself off automatically. I put a air hose in there down to the bottom to make it shut off even faster. Now it's filling back up again. My tree collar is going very well in here, putting out new leaves. Everything's doing good in this aquaponics system. This is just one of 6 systems that I have. I have 3 of these running right now. I have 2 large ones in the back. I have 3 more that I have to set up that are already built. I already built them myself already. I designed them myself, built them myself. I just have to set them all up, taking my time. And I'm showing y'all you can grow a ton of food for several families in your aquaponics system in your backyard easily. What I'm doing is I'm taking my organic soil mix out of these bonsai pots that I made, and I'm putting the soil in here because I'm going to be potting my beautiful Cinco Asian pear in here. So I reuse everything. I wasn't using that soil. That soil is good mixed soil. It's earthworm casting from my earthworm farms. And I was going to plant something in there, but I decided not to in the bonsai pots because I'm going to be raising my own, well actually I'm raising my own fruit treelings that will eventually grow up and they'll be potted in these bonsai pots. So right now the trees are too small and they're in smaller pots. As they grow up, they'll be potted in each one of these pots to grow out as bonsai fruit trees. So that's what I'm doing with those guys. Everything's going good. Door peach trees are doing good. Everything's doing good. The avocado's doing good. I gotta get over there and pick the weeds out of that fruit tree over there. So we're gonna go over there real quick and get that done. You growing stuff in containers and pots, it's always important to pick the weed leaves out because the weed leaves are taking nutrients from your plants. You just get in there and you just pick them all out, just like that. Just pick them all out. No big deal. That easy. This is why I love growing in containers, because it's a whole lot easier than growing in the ground. It's a whole lot easier growing in the containers than in the ground to me, because it's less labor intensive. There's no bending over. There's no bending over in the ground. If you have a bad back, or if you're in a wheelchair, or if you have other physical problems you can't do, you can still grow food. You just have to find a different way of growing food, like growing in containers. So, like I'm doing, and growing aquaponically. As you can see, in my aquaponics system, this one back here, I don't have to water. I don't have to do anything. It waters itself. It fertilizes itself with the fish. And I just feed the fish. And actually, you can add an automatic feeder, and that will feed the fish. I have those too. So, we're going to get in here, and we're going to pick some of more of these weeds off of this dwarf flowery peach tree. Pick those weeds out of there. That easy. Just pick them all out. Just like that. As you can see, all of my pots are raised off the ground. I raise all my pots off the ground because I'm gardening in the old Japanese way of gardening. As you can see, my whole garden is in order. Everything in my garden is neat, clean, it's raised up off the ground. It makes it easier for me to service these pots because I don't have to bend over. None of that. Everything's in order. Everything's clean. Everything has this feng shui. I hope I'm saying that right. Feng shui. Japanese word of in order and grounded with nature. In my house is the same way. Everything is in order. Everything has to be a certain way. So, get the spirit right. As you can see, just like that, all the weeds are gone. So, to all my people who are disabled, they're in wheelchairs, have bad backs, arthritis, you can still garden. You just can't garden. You just can't garden the what they call the traditional way. You have to garden in different ways. You have to garden in raised grow beds off the ground. Use aquaponics equipment, all that stuff, so it makes it very easy for you to garden without hurting yourself, without hurting your disabilities that are already messed up. That way, you can get in and you can garden just like this, like I'm doing, very easily. If you're a disabled person, you still can garden. You just have to garden a little bit more wiser. There's no way if you're disabled, you can go ahead and plant in the ground because you're not going to be able to dig that dirt up. If you have a bad back, if you have neuropathy, or if you're in a wheelchair, you can't do all that. So you're going to have to garden in a container, or you're going to have to garden aquaponically. So look at that beautiful day avocado over there. Beautiful. Look at all the new leaves it's putting out. These are all. This plant was this short. It was this short, and now it's all the way up here. Look at all these new beautiful leaves that are coming out. This plant is taking off. I'm going to pull the weeds out of here too. I'm showing you how easy it is to garden in the gardening via a container. Like I said, all these pots I have are on my own DIY stands that I made with PFC. See those stands down there? See those stands, that white stand? I made those. I made those stands with PFC. I mean, my fault, PVC. PVC, so I can raise the pot off the ground and make the pot more higher, so I don't have to bend over at all. Get the pot off the ground, bring the pot higher to you. It makes it easier to grow food because you're not bending over, you're not hurting yourself, you're not flaring up your disability and all that. If you're in a wheelchair, the best way to do is raise the pot off the ground. That way you're in a wheelchair, you can just roll right up to your pot and you can water it, you can do whatever you want to do with it, you can pull the weeds easily. Right in your wheelchair. My cherry Barbados is going good, it's blooming again. No fruit yet, it's not time, but it's still blooming. So I'm going to continue to take the soil out of these out of my DIY bonsai pots. I'm gonna go into the other large pot and get the my Asian pear tree potted up. And these bonsai pots that I made will sit here nicely, and they'll wait for their plants to get big enough to go into the bonsai pots. No hurry. As you can see out here, I made nice little rows so I can walk in between the plants easily and take care of them with no problem. If you're disabled, you can do this in a wheelchair. You just make the rows a little bit wider, and you just can roll in here, take care of your plants, water them, pick the weeds or whatever you have to do, and roll right back out. That easy. So if you're disabled, you can garden. If you're in a wheelchair, you have a bad back, or any other disability, you just have to make your garden more accessible from a handicap perspective, whatever your disability is, so you can garden like I'm doing. This is the way to do it. See all these DIY bonsai pots? They're off the ground. They're easy to plant in. It's that easy. Not hard to do. You guys have a nice Friday. Grow some food. I have a whole lot more to do on this side of my garden, a whole lot more to do in the back part and the other side. It's a journey.